Hey everyone, I know this is the long awaited next movie. Um, Pardon my voice, I've got terrible allergies this week. It's been raining and that makes them worse. But I have been attempting to try the new Wellness Superio brief. I got a sample a few months back when they first developed them, and I was surprisingly impressed with them. Um, Pardon the bird, they do this every time I record a video, and it's just, yeah. But anyway, so the old Superio brief was um, no color to it. It was white. It did have a landing zone, and so therefore the tapes were not refastenable as far as like a second chance tape, but they are refastenable because there's a landing zone. You can refasten them. I was surprised that the diaper did hold a lot. Probably not as much as they advertise. I find that no diapers ever hold as much as advertised. Um, and like I said, it was pretty decent. The only thing that I didn't like about it was the fact that it tended to, well, it didn't, I guess couldn't say tend because I only tried one. But it was really saggy in the morning, just practically down to my knees, saggy. It did stretch a bit. For some reason, the plastic must be a little stretchy. Um, so I didn't purchase them right away because I wasn't like sold on them. In the recent couple of weeks, I've moved from New York to Kansas, and my income is down because I'm not working, and so I kind of needed to find the best high quality diaper within a certain price range. So I decided, what the hell, I'm going to buy a case of the new Wellness Superiors. They weren't too bad. Let's give them a shot. Well, they are different than they were when I first tried them. I can't remember exactly, but I feel that they're thinner now. And the shape is a bit different, which is not a good thing. Um, and their sizing is really annoying with wellness, because they're at least a size smaller, I'd say, because normally I wear a large. With wellness, I have to usually go with an extra large. It seems like I could fit in a large with how this one fits, but from the sizing they say, it's like 36 to 46 inches or something like that. I don't know. So I'm like probably about, I don't know. Normally I'd fit into a large, which goes up to like 54. But anyway, another thing is they changed the plastic on it, and it's really an interesting feel to it. I actually don't really like it that much, but it is kind of a fabricy feeling plastic. It's really weird. It's not as loud. I mean, you can hear it here. It's not too loud comparatively. Um, uh, General look, they changed. This used to be non-printed. It was just clear, which I kind of preferred the clear because this just looks stupid. I mean, come on. It just looks dumb. But they do have a wetness indicator all the way around, and they have the tape. It's not, the blue is not a second chance tape. It's just a one tape type thing. Something I don't like about wellness is they don't do the elastic back or the elastic front. Not many do anymore, I guess. I don't know of very many that do, honestly. Um, One thing is that the I'm not gonna open it all the way up necessarily, but the front, yeah, and it's cut funny. The front is a lot narrower than the back as far as the wing goes. I mean, it's almost twice the length. It's just like, okay, I don't like that at all. I think they should be a little more the same lengths. And as far as the tapes go, they're very close together. You know, they're only like 2 inches apart probably. in my opinion, they need to move the one tape down a bit, and they need to make the front wing longer, because the way the leg is going, I mean, obviously they go from, I think, 46 inches up to, I forget. Honestly, I'd have to go look, and if I do that right now, it's going to mess up my webcam. So it's really weird because they say they should fit. They say the large will fit up to this size, but with the way these are fitting me, I feel like I could go with the large, and I feel like that's where some of my problems are coming from. They do leak a little bit. I noticed this morning, like last night, I wanted to wear a cloth diaper over it because I drank a lot of water and I just didn't feel like getting up and changing the bed, waking up my boyfriend Andrew in the middle of the night. Just didn't feel like doing that. So I wore one of my cloth diapers over it, kind of as like a plastic pants type thing. And that was definitely around the legs, was very wet this morning. Not sure if it was wet already, but when I got up this morning, I always, whenever I stand up the first time in the morning, I always pee. The weirdest thing, but it does happen. So it could have been that it leaked after that last one. I know I was fairly wet. My boyfriend checked me and I was wet before he left for work. So that could be it. I'm not positive. But I'm not overly impressed with the diaper. I'd like it to be a little thicker before it's wet, because I think that that's important. I understand they do swell a lot, but not as much as they did the first round through. They do have the double leg gather. They have the leg gather, and then they have the leak guard. And the leak guard is very tall, as you can see. It's probably a good 2 inches tall, or 1.5 inches, something like that. But I am finding that it's almost like when I had checked it this morning, it was almost like the leak guard is keeping this from going tight around my leg. You know, they don't have the greatest tightness anyway. I mean, they do have a great leg gather, but it feels like once it's wet, the distance keeps the leak guard standing and this not tight to your body, which is important. The leak guard does not do a ton for wetting. It's mostly for bowel incontinence or fecal incontinence, whatever you call it. It does keep the wetness in there from, like, when you're initially wetting, it doesn't pool. It allows it to not pour out. I mean. But anyway, I guess I'll open it. It does. I mean, you can see it does have a pretty decent depth to it, as far as like when you put the diaper on. I mean, that's pretty decent depth. And when I'm holding it like this, the leak guard is up next to the leg gather. It's like, it's right there. It's not sticking out like it does when it's wet. Which, if it stayed like that, fantastic. But it doesn't. No leak guard does. So there's the front of it. I am disappointed with the padding in the front. It does need to go up. I'd say at least to there at the bottom of the sizing. I'm a stomach sleeper, side sleeper, so I tend to wet a lot in the front. So I have to make sure, Gaia. So I have to make sure that I am properly positioned, which isn't easy to do all night long. But here's the type of plastic, or the resealable waistband goes all the way within a few inches. I think it's really weird. Gaia. But it is what it is. I am not fond of these. I am a little bummed that I have a whole case of them and they don't work very well. But the plastic, you can see it almost, it's like, you can tell it's plastic, but it's got a very textured feel to it, almost like it would with a cloth. Gaia. Sorry, she's crazy. That usually shuts her up. Yeah, so, I mean, for the pricing, I think a case of 50... Gaia, please. I think a case of 54 of them is like $80. So pricing wise, not that fantastic. But it's what I had. I had exactly $80 to spend, and I needed a certain amount of diapers, so I went with it. But I can say this: I will not be buying these ever again. I don't like the regular wellness diaper, and don't really like these much. If you're not a heavy wetter or a nighttime wetter or something like that, and you don't need it to last a long time, then they'd be fine. They seem to have a bit of a smell, like, I don't know. Dry 24/7 did the same thing. They had a lot of odor to them when you wet them. These tend to as well, because my boyfriend can pretty much walk in the room, hug me, and say, "Oh, you're wet. I can smell it." But so seeing as this bird is going nuts, I'm going to end the video. Next time I'll try to record in a room where she is not gonna hear me. Not very easy in this house, but I'll give it a shot. Because we have lots of animals right now. We're living with my boyfriend's parents till May. And they have 2 birds. One is a huge cockatoo. One is a conure. They have 2 cats, 2 dogs, and lots of fish. Plus my bird downstairs. So it's a little crazy around here to find a place to record that is quiet. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the review. I'll try to get a couple of more videos up soon. I have some ideas, and I just kind of wanted to take notes on what I want to talk about before I do record them. I know a lot of you have requested that I do some videos about how to wear diapers in the workplace and how my family handled it. So I will try to get those up as soon as I can. I'm not real busy, but I've got some job interviews. I've got one today, and I'm waiting to hear back from one that I really want. So that's all for now. Have a great day, guys, and try to stay dry.